Oh, queen's being attacked. Let's go to the middle of the board. Remember I told you guys about this move? This is the type of move that forces the exchange of the rooks. This is what you want to do. This move right here. It's a big move, and you really want him to take you. You really want him to take you. It'd be great if he took. It would be great if he took! Oh. Guys, if you're ever having an issue with your position, like it's not that good, just shout a really bad move at your opponent and they'll play it. Hey guys, and welcome back to Building Habits. In case you're new here, this is a series where I introduce a set of rules you should try and follow in every game you play. The goal is to teach you strong fundamental principles that we will improve upon as we go. This series is my personal take on how to improve in chess, starting from 400 ELO all the way up to 2000 ELO and beyond. I'm going to choose a series of rules that I have to follow. What you might notice is that you will miss chances to play winning moves. That's okay. The goal here is to focus on the fundamentals, and I'm trying to get you guys to build good habits and play high percentage moves that will help you increase your rating. Oh, we're playing 975, guys. This is really gonna put the habits to the test. Does anyone have faith? Okay, we'll play that. We'll match that. Oh, okay. So far, so good. We got a good start here. We got a good start to the habits. 95, well, that's a capture. Even though there's a pawn to maybe take. Again, I mentioned we don't want to be taking pawns when our king's in the middle. Just, yeah. No thank you. No thank you. Okay, bishop takes. I don't see any particular threats, so I'm going to castle. Something like this. Bishop there. You know, these are the type of developing moves. Actually, sorry, I realized I can put my bishop here. This makes a lot more sense than when you have something like this coming up. Knight d4. An idea we've used before. An idea we've used before. Okay, so attacking the queen. We'll go here. Again, this is a nice tactic to know. Bishop takes, undermining the bishop here, but a tricky tactic. Not the most basic in my opinion. But yeah, after bishop there, in case you guys are curious, bishop takes f3 would be a very strong move. However, we're sticking to our guns here. I would normally go for this, but we've talked about this on stream, and this is one of our things. Part of the habits. When we have the bishop pinning the knight, we try to bring our knight in to gang up on that. Then we try to take this and put our bishop there. We've done this many times, even just today. So we're going to go straight for it. Straight for it. Check. We're going to put our bishop here. Right? So we've done this before. So the only reason I'm sort of not doing the regular habits or maybe trading or anything like that is because this is a very special, I guess, sequence that we've looked at, and it is really strong. You get a lot of quick wins with stuff like this as soon as you get the guy's pawns doubled like that. Okay, now we are still going to stick to our guns here. That is a trade. We're going to take it. So if you can ever double the guy's pawns in front of his king, it's usually a very good thing. You just undoubled them. Yeah, it's more about this pawn leaving the g file, but I agree. I undoubled them. I wouldn't normally do this move, but like I said, the habits aren't foolproof. They're not always going to give you the best move. So you guys might be wondering why I'm moving my queen again, not bringing the rooks to the middle, and I can show you guys why. It's to deliver this checkmate. And before you say, hey, that's cheating, that's advanced, we looked at exactly this. We opened the analysis board and we studied this together on stream. So it makes sense that we use it here. This is actually us applying what we've learned. Once you pin the knight to the queen, if the queen ever moves out of the pin, like off this diagonal, anywhere, then you take the knight and they have to take back and their king is exposed. So it's not good. Generally, they'll keep their queen here. And then what you do is when possible, you add pressure to that pin with your knight. If they take your knight, remember, you're still hitting that queen. If they move their queen out of the way somewhere, you can always take this and double their pawns in front of the king. So they don't want to do that. So by force, if they can't defend this knight, and they usually can't, with a bishop or something, if that guy could go there, hey, it would be defended, but that's not possible. So by force, you're going to be able to take with check, they're going to take back, and then you can plant your bishop here. This will always happen. Double pawns like that. Now the goal is if you could pick this guy up and just put it right there. You see how that would be checkmate in 2? Right? Or if he blocks it, you just take it on your way to g2. So that's the goal. That's the goal. We want to just bring our queen here at all costs. Which is why here I took, getting the bishop away from that square, and then I played queen here, trying to get to that square. And that's all the game was. The whole game I just knew that as soon as I get these double pawns, I even told you guys, I said, hey, this often leads to very quick wins. If you remember this, like, you're definitely going to get some KOs in there. Okay, puts the pawn up. We're going to match. We're going to match that. And we've been playing this way for the most part. The knights come out first. And then the bishop. Yeah, and we've been developing this way for a while, actually. Here, bishop out, castle. That's the plan. So, you guys are getting the idea of what I'm trying to do here, I hope, which is play the exact same way, try to follow the exact same rules when I'm playing the opening, middle game, and end game. He goes h3. Okay, we're going to castle. g4, super aggressive. It's okay. Anytime that our bishop gets attacked, we do this when we're white, black, doesn't matter. We always just take a step back. Still looking at the center, but we're just going to take a step back. That's all. Okay, g5, our knight's attacked. Well, you guys should know what we're going to do here. Whenever our knight gets attacked, you heard me say it last game. What do? Where do we want to put the knight? We always want to put the knight in the center. The center is always these 4 squares right here. Obviously, this knight can only move to 2 of them. And can't go there because our pawn is there, so we only have one option. We're going to put it on e4. Okay, he takes. What do we always do? Just like I said last game, we always take with a piece. We always take with a piece in the middle of the board. No, remember guys, pawns are not pieces. I think that's the rule that I have to explain the most, is that pawns are not pieces. So when I have a rule that says take every free piece, I'm not referring to pawns. Pawns don't count. Sometimes I'll take a free pawn, but taking a pawn like this when I'm still not finished development is not a habit I'm looking to make. In general, I'm looking to stay away from being a little bit greedy and taking pawns. The only pawns that I'll take pretty early on in the game are pawns that are right here in the center. So he develops like that. And now we're going to do something, which is not take this knight. Now, why am I not going to take this knight when it is exactly a capture and it's sitting right there for me? That's been one of the changes with the new rules. That's been one of the changes, is we said, look, I'm going to take every trade I can, but if it's bishop for knight and I have no reason to do it, like I would just do this because I'm making a trade, but there's no other reason why I would take that, and we don't do it. Okay, so let's just continue development. It's going to be rooks and queen, right? Those are the last pieces to bring to the middle. He goes g6. G6. What is this move? Well, now taking with the bishop might be a very good idea. Let's take with the pawn because pawns capture towards the middle. We'll try that. That's something we've been doing. Okay, he goes h4. Again, I'm going to focus on what I'm doing, which is play in the center. Play in the center, finish development. Okay, he's castling. Okay, he plays knight there. Anybody have an idea what we're going to do here? Anybody have an idea what we're going to do here? It's free. It's in the rules. I have to take it. It's free. Free bishop. That's for me. Take that free piece. That's right. We do take those. And would you look at that, guys? I have to take this as well, don't I? I have to take this as well. That's more material for me. Okay, now I don't have an h6 move to make, but I have an escape square. So we've got this sorted out over here. We've got everything in the middle. Time for a random pawn move. Can my random pawn move be a pawn in the middle? Well, actually, yes, it can. It can. e5. So that's one of the things that we've been trying to change from the first level of random pawn moves to the second level, is if a random pawn move can be a center pawn, we do want to look to move our pawns in the center. That's one big change. So we're going to play e5 instead of maybe a5, which we might have played in level 1. Okay, he goes knight here. That's a capture, so we're going to take it. So he goes here. First thing we do after our opponent moves is we double check what he might be threatening. Now, threatening this is something that we're actually covering with our queen, so I'm not that afraid of it. And in the meantime, we have another capture we can make. So we're going to keep going. Okay, takes there. Again, another pawn move in the middle. Okay, he doesn't want it. He goes e4. Speaking of random pawns, let's let's go. Here we are, random pawns. h5. Here we go. What's going to happen after h5? We're not even going to think we're going to capture. We're not even going to think we're going to capture. Following the habits. He's going to take back, and he's going to have some big-time threats for me to think about. He's not threatening this because I'm still covering it, but he is threatening this. He's going to check me. I'm going to go here. Don't know if I'm getting mated, but I'm pretty scared. I'm pretty scared. Here, here. Right? I mean, that's frightening stuff. I don't think it's checkmate, but it's pretty scary. Don't really know how to stop that. Gonna make a random pawn move while I think about this. Queen h7, king over, check, king up. I mean, believe me, I'm not proud of this. This is why I said the habits are not always going to lead you to the best positions. Like, we were completely winning here, but hey, habit says to trade, so we're going to trade. And that brought his queen there, and it pretty much got us nearly mated. Obviously, if you guys were playing, you might see this and say, oh, okay, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to help him out. Okay, the queen's being attacked. He goes back. He's threatening a discovered check. I know what that is because that's a basic tactic. I need to get out of a discovered check. So I'm going to try to block the diagonal here. So let's see. F6. It's his turn. His turn. He goes back. Now, my king's in the middle of the board, which is why I'm going to try to do this. So that's one thing we said. If the king is in the middle, get it out of the middle. It's never safe in the middle. So the only reason I'm doing this is not to take that pawn. It's to go here and here and here. And try to run to safety. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Strong dedication to the habits, absolutely. Because I'm trying to show you guys a pretty accurate representation of how to play. Okay, he goes there. Well, we're going to start by taking with the knight. He takes here. Our queen's got to move. Let's choose a central square. Let's choose a central square. We're under 10 seconds, so if I need to pre-move, I can. Oh, my king's got to move. I only got one square. Only got one square. King's got to move again. Got my king all the way back to this. Somehow I'm over here now. 2 seconds and a dream. Ooh, and a strong move by my opponent. And a strong move by my opponent. 36.2 accuracy. Yeah, we had a few misses there. My guy didn't play that much more accurate though. If any of you guys, at 900 ELO or something, put a game together like this, and your coach looked over it, they'd probably say, hey, you missed this free pawn there. But that's okay because you're not going to see every single thing, and most of your moves were very good, fundamentally solid. I mean, playing in the center, getting all your pieces out, winning material, and then how did we lose? We just opened up our king too much at the end. That's the big thing to fix, making sure, at the end we don't open our king up. And that'll get fixed as we start to improve and go further in the habits series. Okay, d4, we're going to go d5. Bishop there, we're going to go knight here. We're going to bring the other knight out. And we're probably going to bring this bishop here and pawn up. So we've sort of seen this before. A trade, we will take that trade. Pawn up, bishop out, look to castle. Knight there, well, it's a trade, so we're going to take it. He takes back. Let's offer another trade. See if he wants it. He goes back. Okay. This is getting tense. Well, that's a bishop for bishop trade. And that's getting castled. There we go. Knight out. Let's get the rook to the middle. This game's actually moving very quickly, but I think that it makes a lot of sense so far. We haven't done anything too crazy. Let's get the queen up. Gonna bring the rook over. Oh, okay. And he's playing this move, which is a capture. And then it is a capture. We do all captures. And there is a threat here, but on top of that, playing the move h6 is pretty much part of our plan anyway. So, not going to be too crazy for us to play h6 here. Castling into the open file. Yes, I know. It's not our finest. Not our finest. Okay, what do we do here? Well, He just took there. I think it'd be very reasonable to, start attacking this queen. But, truly in the interest of finishing habits, you might play this. But I think when the queen is down here in your face, it wouldn't be insane to start with a random pawn move first. So I don't mind playing this move next. We got our rooks in the middle, got our queen in the middle, chucking a random pawn up there. Yeah, he's going to do the same thing. Again, I could go here, but we'll stick to the habits. Rooks to the middle. Okay, queen back to the center of the board. It's up to us. We gotta, let's say we use this open file. Makes some sense there. Ooh, I really like this move by him, actually. Rook h5. Some threats from the guy. I like it. I like it. This is a cultured move. So now that I have a rook on the open file, I think something like queen here to make some threats makes a lot of sense. Other moves that I'd be thinking of, maybe rook here, same idea. And I guess my idea of c5 is kind of stopped now, so I don't really have a choice. e3, man, he is playing super well right now. Let's bring my rook to an open file, where I actually have pressure. This one is semi-open for him. This one's semi-open for me. I can attack that pawn there. f3. Again, I think he's playing really well. Maybe I can double my rooks here. Queen a3 seems like a good move. I agree. Queen a3 is very reasonable as well. I think there actually is a tactic here, though. I think there actually is a tactic here. It feels like probably the most advanced variety of tactic, but at the end of the day, it is a tactic, and it actually is a basic tactic. Rook d5. Not only is this maybe a normal move because it just hits the queen, but it is actually a fairly basic tactic in the sense that you're skewering the queen to the rook. Can he queen takes c7? He absolutely can. And he does. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. He's going to get a pawn at least. I'm going to take this free rook. And you'll notice that my queen is guarding my rook down there. Okay. Our rook's getting attacked. Where do you think I'm going to put this rook, guys? Any suggestions? Well, I hope there's only one suggestion here. I see a lot of rook h2s, but there should really only be one suggestion, and it's rook d5. Back in the center. Not going to play rook h2, number one, because it's not in the center. And number two, because you guys are all hanging your rook. You guys are all, you just won a free rook, and after g4, you're going to play rook h2, and you're going to lose the rook you just won? You guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. Absolutely trolling me. You just won a rook, and after g4, you're going to hang your rook again? My God. Has habits taught you nothing? Why do you think I come up with rules like put your pieces in the center? Do you think it's because I know that the center move is always going to be better? No, it's because if you put your rooks down there, you're going to lose them. I know you guys. You guys are going to all drop your pieces. The center is the safest place. If everything is in the center, everything will protect one another. You guys are tossing your rooks over here, you're going to be losing them. I go here so I can try to take here. We'll see if my opponent comes up with the big play. Nice, he did it. C3. That is a very impressive move from Buddy over there. Now, after C3, he's hitting my rook and my queen. Am I ever going to play rook takes D3 and allow him to take my queen? Hell no. Hell no. Check. A small check. Let's take this. And just another very, very miniature check. Not a big one, just a small one. The only reason I think it'd be very likely to find queen a3 check is because in this position, a low-rated player is going to look at this and be like, oh, my queen's attacked. I have to move my queen. Right? They're going to pick up their queen and be like, okay, can't lose my queen. Where can I go with my queen? Like, that'll That'll be the thought process. And look at that. It'll actually get you to the right move. Queen a3 check. And then take the rook. Beautiful. All right, e4. Let's go with e5. Knight c3. What do we do after knight c3? Does anyone remember? First of all, this is the Vienna. This is the Vienna. Does anyone remember? We studied this. We said, look, we're not going to get KO'd by the Vienna again. We studied this the last time that we looked at it. So, I'm going to play bishop c5. Not that many, actually, hardly anyone suggested bishop c5. So I'm going to play bishop c5. This is a move that we talked about. And we said that after f4 gets played, instead of taking it, yes, taking is a habit. Instead of taking it, we said, look, we're going to play d6, and we're just going to strengthen this pawn. And then when the knight comes out, we're going to bring this knight out. We're going to strengthen this pawn. We're going to try to guard it. That's going to be our idea. Now, the annoying thing for our opponents, hopefully, is that they're not going to be able to castle because our bishop's here. That's all we had. So it's not that this is the answer to the Vienna, nothing like that, but at this level, when we looked at it last time, we said, look, we're going to try to get a position where we don't play e takes f4, because believe me, I have lost like maybe 5 to 10 games on stream during this habits thing against the Vienna. It's a tricky opening, very, very tricky opening. After bishop here, am I going to play pawn here? No. I'm going to play knight here. And after this move, we're going to be on our own. This is us actually trying to show that we remember things and we can learn. So not that we have a great position here, but that this is us trying to survive the Vienna. So this is going to be an important game, whether we win or whether we lose, to study. Very important. Knight takes e5. And what do we do now? Castle, very reasonable move. Very reasonable. Queen d4, also very reasonable. Attacking the knight and threatening queen f2 mate. And what was once a nightmare for us, the Vienna, with a little bit of studying, got us to KO the Vienna and checkmate him in just 9 moves. Just a little bit of studying. Let's say we played habits, right? If we did our normal habits, what would we do here? When this knight controls these 2 squares, what do? We go knight f6 because we want to control these 2 squares. That was level 1 habits. Okay, and then what do they do in the Vienna? They go f4. And after you take it, they go e5. And all of a sudden, your knight has to move. We can't go to any center square. We can't go here either. We have to go back to g8. Someone trolling me? This is ridiculous. It's already +1 on the engine. This is a terrible opening. This is what happened to us time and time again, level 1 habits. We got absolutely destroyed by the Vienna. But we looked at this and we said, all right, clearly the issue is what we're doing is we're taking, and after e5, our knight's getting hit. So I said, number 1, let's not put our knight there. Let's adjust. After a knight here, maybe we wanted to put this knight here. And then after f4, it's like, okay, what's the move here? Well, if I'm taking again, after d4, I don't think I like those 2 pawns there. Because let's say I put the knight there again, I have to deal with e5, right? And then we said, okay, what if I put the bishop there? And then after f4, why don't we do something which we've never done so far, which is actually leave a pawn in the middle of the board, right? Taking this pawn is causing us all the issues. So let's just play d6, and if he wants to take us, we'll take it back. After knight f3, to hit this pawn, maybe we just go knight c6 and just try to keep the pawn there. And I was identifying the issue with my position, which was that I kept taking this pawn, and my opponent kept playing d4. So instead, as long as I kept the pawn there, my opponent's not going to be able to do this, and my position should be slightly better. At least that was the thought process. So knight c6, and we can see my opponent goes bishop b5, right? Did I go a6? No, I went knight f6. Okay, my opponent decided to take. And if we look at the evaluation of this position, it's pretty close to equal, right? Our opponent can play d3. Okay, it's a normal game. They decided to take, right? And after queen d4, even if they go knight d3 to cover that mate, what you'll notice is that after bishop g4, the queen is totally trapped. It's stuck. They only have 1 move. It's knight there, right? But you can see the evaluation already reflects that this is -2. Very good position for black. White's pieces are doing absolutely, I don't know what they're doing. They're pretty much all trapped. It's a pretty nasty game already for White. Oh no. Guys, the cartel is actually after me. The Indians are coming in full force. Arshad, he sent everyone. Every 1,000 in India is logging into chess.com at the moment. This is scary stuff. Okay, that's a capture. Whoa! Oh my goodness. We gotta move the knight to the middle of the board. Uh-oh. Whoa. Okay, the knight is being attacked. I'm gonna have to save my knight. I only have one square that looks reasonable. This one. But this one, not that bad. This one, not that bad. Knight back in the middle. Knight over there. I would say, like, of all the squares that we've gone to, knight over here, probably a lot less common than just knight here. Oh, knight e7 definitely blocks development, for sure. And I think we might learn that the hard way. But at the end of the day, let's go d6. At the end of the day, this is a move that I've chosen a lot more often than this move in the series. Just controls the center and is literally in the center. So definitely something more common. But alright, well, fuck it. Set the whole thing up. If it's gonna be like that, it's gonna be like that. Alright, this is better. We gotta start all the habits over again. Okay, we're gonna take a free piece. We'll look to develop our pieces here. Okay, let's block that check. We have good development here for sure. Let's pre-move that. It's a recapture. Yeah, we're gonna get the knights out, bishops. Yeah, rooks to the middle. All good stuff here. All good stuff. Okay, knight in the middle of the board. Good, good. It's all shaping up nicely here. Let's get that bishop, controlling the center. Let's bring some rooks to the middle of the board. Okay, the queen is coming out. Okay, bishop getting attacked. Let's just bring it back. How are we supposed to complete development? I have to get my king out of the middle, right? This is the answer. Let's move my knight and maybe I can run my king, right? To safety. Because there's no way the king can stay in the middle. So it should be your priority apart from completing your development. If your king is ever stuck in the middle, you got to get it to safety. Okay, so being attacked. Where do I go? Do I have to just go back? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Knight in the middle. Knight in the middle. And here we are. Take. We're going to take it back and hopefully mate him on e1. Here it comes. That's a trade. And if only he didn't have another rook, that would be a very good trade. Let's bring the other rook to the middle. We got a great position shaping up here. Yep. Let's move the knight to the middle. Of course. Following those habits. Okay. That move hurts. King to the middle. It's an endgame. Okay. Active king. We go up the board. We go up the board. Here's a pass pawn. Well, now I'm able to bring my rook to the middle. This is great. This is great. A nice start for me. Okay. King into the center of the board. We really can't complain about stuff like this. I would say my position is shaping up, as they say. King takes pawn. Now he definitely does not have a pass pawn. Knight g8. Where is this guy going? Can I get back to safety now? Can I get back to safety? Ah, he is doing the thing where he is going to check me. Let's return to safety. Let's return to safety. Yes, and we have accessed the safe square. We have accessed the safe square. We return the knight. and obviously throw in an in-between move, which is check. Guys, I was just going to throw in the check. Obviously, I wasn't going to take his queen here. I have to recapture. It's part of the habits. I was going to recapture. It's his fault he didn't play this. After he does queen there, I was going to recapture the knight. It's part of the habit. I was just throwing a check in the middle. I was just throwing a check in. I wasn't actually going to take the queen. He resigned. It's his fault. He resigned. I wasn't actually going to take his queen, obviously. Hey guys, just a reminder that building habits is going to be a regular series on our YouTube channel. So make sure to get subscribed if you are not already. Drop a comment down below for the algorithm and let me know what you thought about the video. See you next time.